Hi, I'm back again, the operative of the Gamers Roundtable. And as I promised before, I don't know if I said in my last video, we're talking about the Sega Master System. Well, my memories of the Sega Master System was roughly during the mid 80s, in which I was a teenager, and I believe the system was released in North America around 1986 and enjoyed a life cycle up to maybe the early to mid 90s. Um, I didn't really own a master system to really till the end of the life cycle itself. I've known friends who had one, and I remember being in high school many a times we had a great debate over who had the better system because I had a Nintendo or who had, or with people who had a Sega Master System said their system was better. I mean, that's I guess, one of the first console wars, and sometimes people refer to as console fanboys, as Nintendo fanboys and Sega fanboys. I was never necessarily I would either camp because I'm just a gamer overall, and I always wanted a Sega Master System. And the funny thing was, I ended up getting one probably back in late '91, and unfortunately, I don't have it anymore because I gave it away to someone who needed it more than me. So I don't feel bad about giving it away because when if you give something away from your heart, then that's all that really matters anyway. But the game that you can see running in the background, I think it might be a little bit blurry because this is cruel production going on here. But it's trance-bot, a side-scroll shooter that I remember. The one thing I used to find fascinating about trance-bot was the fact that it was you could transform the robot, the ship, into a robot and shoot and fight at the same time. And it was one of those games that I thought was really cool. And one of the things about the Sega Master System, if people remember, is that it had a card port as well as a cartridge port on top of it. And it came with two controllers. And I believe Transbot was one of the games that came with the system itself, but I can't really confirm or deny that one. I probably should have did my research, and I promise you in future videos I will be on my game and on as far as my homework about systems and stuff. But I always said this is not about history. This is more about the passion of gaming. And I really always dug the system, and I really thought it was really cool. I've always been a Sega fan, period. I know I said I never jumped camps, but I always thought, like I said in my last video, when it came to making systems and just the way they were made overall, Sega just had a way of making systems that just seemed to last. Like they said, they can make a ship go to outer space, but they can't make a bumper not rust off a car. How is that possible? Why is that? And the same things with these systems. These systems can go on and on. Like cars almost. If you treat them well and treat them right, these things could go on unless maybe do some faulty manufacturing that the system doesn't work anymore. But that's neither here or there, and that's another debate for another day. But I really enjoyed playing, my Master System when I did have it, because I didn't mention this part. I had a choice between buying a Game Boy and buying a Sega Master System because that's when Game Boy first jumped onto the market, and it wasn't the big phenomenon it is now. But now everybody know the Game Boy is, and you probably kind of ask people what's a Sega Master System, they probably don't even really know what that is nowadays. But at least I know, and those of you YouTubers that are into old school gaming know what a Master System is, and some of us hold it dear to our hearts. And games as Trashbot, we own dear to our hearts as well. But I think a lot of people really have more fond memories of the Fantasy Star series that was on there was RPG. I never really got in that. The only RPG I remember playing was Bard's Tale, which was for the PC because I'm an Apple person at heart. And well, that Apple thing, I'm gonna get into probably a whole different. That's a whole new ball of wax for me because I'm a die-hard Apple person. I love Apple. You know, I mean, everything Apple makes is really cool with me. I'm not, I wouldn't follow Steve Jobs off the end of a cliff, but um, the man is really cool in my book because he has ideas, he puts them out there, and he goes against what he believes in and does them. But now I'm getting on the Apple tangent, and we're on Sega, right? So it's back to Sega. Sega's cool. Let's just put it like that. Sega's cool, and once again, I have to say that when Sega stopped making systems, it was a dark day, dark, dark day, and I never will forget that. And you might hear my dog barking in the background. Normally, he makes a little cameo now and again, but I decided to go a little solo on this one. But he's here in spirit, as you might can hear, but that's cool. But I just wanted to put this out there about my love for the Sega Master System, and hopefully there are a few out you that feel the same. Comment as usual. Any suggestions you want to make is fine with me, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace out and happy gaming.